If this is your first time to my channel, welcome! I am so glad that you are here, and if this subject resonates with you, you might as well click subscribe and hit that bell so that you can be notified when my next video uploads. Today we're going to be talking about what are my toxic traits. This is not a topic. Well, Alyssa, what is the point of even going over my toxic traits when they're the ones who did the wrong, not me? I am innocent. I get that thought process, but in order for you to heal and to actually take your power back, I have found that for me, it did me good to actually reflect on the things that I could change, or the things that I could work on, or the things that I could empower myself about. That helped me build a stronger foundation, helped me empower myself and actually find my power. If you're not doing that inner work and really being honest with yourself on what holes you have or what toxic traits you have, you might be missing out on a really key thing to shift you into getting that power and strong foundation for yourself for other healthy relationships. So for starters, my first toxic trait that I have is people pleasing. And I'm just looking down at my notes because I want to stay on task. But people pleasing is one of the things that I have talked about in one of my other videos. I mentioned the fact that I found myself always trying to please others. I had no boundaries whatsoever, and this caused me to be depleted. A lot of my people pleasing was founded on this need to want to be accepted and approved, but it really just had me depending on people to validate me, accept me, and to give me my confidence. And you can't get that from other people. That's something that you have to give yourself. You cannot burn out and say yes to everything. For me, it was under the disguise of, doing it for God and doing kingdom work. But you cannot burn out for this need or desire to please people so that they can accept you and validate you. No. I am extremely passive, okay? Passive is accepting or allowing what happens or what others do without active response or resistance. That was totally me. I found that I would not like something, would think something was rude, would think something was disrespectful, and I wouldn't necessarily say anything about it. I would just keep it within myself. At the time, I thought, you're just supposed to forgive, let it go, and I thought that it was gone. But as I found out, that really you just push it down until eventually it comes back up, and then it's like bam, now you're blowing up at them, and it's creating this whole thing, and it's tied into a whole bunch of things that you've just been stuffing inside of yourself. So that is one of my toxic traits, or was one of my toxic traits, is being extremely passive, not saying when I didn't like something, not speaking up. And it impacted relationships pretty bad, to the point where some of the things like cut off in a abrupt manner. So it didn't have to be that way, but just because that is the way that I dealt with things at the time, that's what happened. You live and you learn. 3 is lack of confidence or wanting to fit in. And this kind of ties in with the people pleasing as well. So this was toxic for me because in a religious setting, I was trying to fit in and be accepted. And this really caused an issue when I basically found people that wanted to fill that void or that soul hole, so to speak. When that happened, it was getting filled by something that was not rooted in God. So it created huge issues for me because people cannot give you your confidence. People cannot give you your acceptance. That is something that you have to give yourself, and you have to accept it from God. You have to have that strong identity within God, as well as like just believing the word of God, how he created you. You have to believe that for yourself. People can't give that to you. And when they do, it becomes this like corrupted thing, and you actually end up, and this is what happened to me, I ended up giving them the power to, yes, give me confidence, give me acceptance, have me fit in, but I also gave them the power to take that away. So if I felt like I was in a situation where I should speak up, where I wasn't comfortable, I felt like, well, if I say anything, then I'm not going to fit in anymore. Then I'm going to, not have the same confidence. Like, this is going good. I don't want to ruin it. So you have to be careful on what power you're giving to people. Some things you should be giving to yourself, and it cannot come from other people, because you will find that they can also take it away from you. So there is shutdown, or I don't want to talk. That is a toxic trait of mine. If I get to a point where like I feel like I tried to tell you that what you were doing was rude, or I didn't like it, I get to a point where I'm just not going to talk about it anymore. Like, I will completely shut down. I'm not going to talk. I have cut off relationships just like cold turkey. Usually it takes me a while to get to this point, but when I get there, it's just like, I'm done. I have nothing else to say. That can be extremely toxic, and it has been used, like I didn't use it in this way, but it can be used within a toxic relationship as a form of manipulation or control. So you definitely have to be careful if you are just shutting down and ending the conversations, or not wanting to give people the opportunity to explain what happened, because it might not be what you think. So yeah, for me, I was definitely shutting it down. If I thought it was rude, I'm done. I don't want to talk about it. I had nothing to say. And yeah, I cut off a lot of bridges. I destroyed some bridges that way. Now I voice things faster. I'm not as passive as I was, and I give you the benefit of the doubt, and I give you the room to explain. And then yes, I might push back, but it's more so to make sure that I build myself up, so then I could come back and deal with that. So yes. So those are my toxic traits. I hope that shed light into how some of the like more innocent things can be actually toxic to someone, and how you might be doing something toxic that you don't realize is actually toxic. So if there is something that I did not list that is your toxic trait, comment that below. I would love to know, and let me know what resonated with you. Do you think that these are toxic traits, or are they not? Let me know in the comments. As always, like, subscribe, and share to those who may need this video. Until next time, happy healing.